Hello and welcome back. And in this video, we're going to be looking at HStack a little bit more in detail. So let's go ahead and get started. I have this new view created, a HStack.template. In case you haven't created a view yet for yourself, you can simply open a new add new file or press Command N to add new file, and then select from user interface, select SwiftUI view, and simply click next, name it, and save it at your location. So that's how you create your new template, and it actually creates this out of the box. Okay. With that, so let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do, we're going to create our HStack here. And inside this HStack, we're going to have some images. So, but before actually we create our HStack, I want to embed this HStack into a VStack as well. So you can very well do that. And because VStack, these are all different containers that you can actually combine together to achieve the look and feel that you're trying to find for your view. We're going to add some images. So let's add an image. I'm going to use system image, system name, and I'm going to use the name bold. Okay, image, I'm going to give it a foreground color of blue, and then some padding before giving a background of circle this time. So I'm going to actually give it a circle as the background layer with foreground color for the circle as white, and gonna get some padding again, about 10 points. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and resume our preview and see what it looks like. So let it compile, and this is sometime you're gonna notice basically that your project takes rather long sometimes to compile, and the reason is preview actually needs a build, a binary build created. So it's actually gonna build your project and then generate this preview. So every single time when you type something, it's actually doing that incremental build, and that's why if you notice your fan is actually going crazy, your computer, your laptop's fan is going crazy on, like, executing, or not executing, like, running over and over, it's probably because, like, you're using the preview, and it's trying to build, like, and keep up with the changes on the UI. All right, let's create another one. So it's going to be this one is this image is going to be italic, and let's give it a foreground color again, and some padding, some background, circle, okay, and one more padding. All right, I'm going to do Control A and Command A and Control I to actually format. That way my code gets formatted, and let me give this. Yeah, there you go. So foreground color, I think, is blue. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's try it again. There we go. All right, awesome. So we have bold, italic, and let's add another image to have basically your underline. And in case you haven't noticed, in the horizontal stack, your views appear next to each other in the horizontal line, right? So that's the main intent for having the horizontal stack, like the name suggests, basically laying out your views horizontally. Now let's give it the same properties. So circle, foreground color, points. I'm going to add 10 points padding here as well, and I'm going to reformat this. Okay. So, all right. So this is how our view actually looks like. Now he must be thinking like, why is the background circle white? You can't see anything. So yeah, so let's go ahead and make that work. So what we're going to do is and this is something that we can, like, you have seen us doing, but we can actually provide modifiers on the containers as well. So let's say, like, if I want to add a padding around container, and I want to give it a common title or common font of type title. All right, then you can give a background of color dot blue and foreground dot white, and then we can give it a corner radius 20. There you go. Now you can now as you notice, this is how our UI looks like, and you can imagine, like, how long would it take for you to design this kind of UI if you were using storyboard. So just by combining, like, some of the modifiers and stuff like that, you were able to achieve this nice looking UI using SwiftUI. So once again, the main point of having stack or HStack is basically to have your views lay out horizontally, and you can combine various different HStacks and VStacks to basically achieve your results. Now let's talk about spacing. You can have spacing here as well, just like VStack that we saw in the last video. For example, we can have, like, this 40 points of spacing between items. Okay. Now, if you want to have alignment, that's another property that you can have. So, sorry, it's top. So alignment needs to come first. I guess that's what it's unhappy about. So let's take a look. All right. So I just did a build to basically reflect our changes. As you can see, it's not reflecting the top alignment and stuff. So we can actually create another HStack inside our HStack to give it a little bit more, create another container where we will be able to see our changes. So I'm going to create a circle and put in this circle. What we're going to do is we will simply, yeah, there we go. That's what I was trying to achieve. So when I created a circle, as you can see, the space is, like, taking the entire space, which is fine. You can actually give it some alignment properties and everything in a bit. But let's have some text. So before the circle, so let's say, like, text 1. Like that, and then we have circle with some padding in it. Okay, and we can actually now give it an alignment. And we can give some spacing. Okay, so now you can see how alignment is taking into effect, where you have, like, big enough of a view that's actually taking the rest of the screen. So your alignment is actually reflecting, like, so you have top alignment, and now circle is not moving top because it's taking, like, the rest of the space. So this is actually I just want to show you, like, how your shapes behave when you have, like, them in the container. So if you highlight your circle, you can see, like, circle itself is actually taking up that space, but because of the aspect ratio that it has to abide to, it's actually, like, creating at the center of its own container. Now you can actually give it a height and actually contain that to move it up, or you can have something called spacer that's actually going to take rest of the space. So if there is any rest of the space, because your view is actually taking most of the space, the spacer is probably taking it here. Anyways, so you can have another view. So let's add some more padding and stuff, and we're gonna add another view at the bottom. So let me add some padding to this, maybe 10 points. Font. Background. Some foreground, or the foreground color, corner radius, and padding again of 10 points. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna add another HStack, and we're gonna pretty much have the similar properties, but this time. Okay, so another HStack, and this one is going to have a circle at the top or at the beginning. Okay, so now you can see we can have a bottom, and now you can see as you're actually growing your screen, it's actually the circle is taking consideration of the entire screen's aspect ratio. So if you want to have circle actually creating or taking over the entire rectangle, you can actually create it as a Z stack, or one of the backing layers with overlay, and then show it that way. But this is how your shape is gonna look like. So this is how your bottom layout, bottom alignment actually takes into effect, where you have your bottom alignment and everything is aligned at the bottom. And if you take this and copy it for center, this is how your center alignment is going to look like, where you have your center element. All the elements are aligned to the center, although circle has always been aligned to the center. Now, you can also have something called layout property, layout priority, that you can tell which view to shrink or truncate. Okay. So you can use the layout priority to define that. So let's take a look at the example for that one. So I'm going to create an HStack. Okay, and I'm going to create some text here. And this is something that you're going to sometimes need. And then you can create a circle. And as you can see, the property of the circle, it takes as much of the space as it can. Right. Some more text here. There we go. All right. So as you can see, these two are actually shoved. Let me give it some padding. There we go. To make some breathing room. Okay. So as you can see, our circle is actually at the center, and now you can give one view a layout priority. Let's say 1, and that view takes the precedence. So it's going to take as much of the space as it can, and then it's going to basically shrink down all the other views. So layout property or priority 1 is going to be taking effect for the other view as well. And as you can see, your circle has shrunk down to a dot. All right. So that actually is another thing. If you want to make one particular view taking precedence over other, and most of the time in Stack, when your views are getting truncated or they're actually not showing up correctly and stuff like that, you want to actually put this layout priority in effect in order to basically define the precedence of which view is actually important. That's going to take the most space. That's how using this modifier you can do that. Okay. So yeah, so this was the HStack that we looked at, and we created various different layouts using HStack and looked at how their different properties are actually affecting the look and feel of the UI. So yeah, so this is it for this video, and in the next video we're going to be looking at VStack. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.